This is about interference, and the first applet from FET that I want to open is called sound. And I want to go to source interference and actually turn the audio on. Maybe a little bit annoying. I could go to a higher frequency, probably more annoying even, or lower one. That's not too bad. In any case, what I want to show here is, as you see here, crest and trough moving away as the two interfere, and over here as well. In between you see those lighter shade of gray, and that's what I'm going to put as ear. And you should hardly hear anything back here. And so we have destructive interference right here and right here, and the amplitude, I'm sorry, not the amplitude, but the frequency really doesn't matter. We get, in this case, because the frequency is higher, we get more lines of destructive interference, so I'm going to move his ear carefully towards those. Right there it is, and right there is another one, and if I move him through there, we can hear how it's tuning in and out. So showing destructive interference is really good for showing interference at all. So this is where the crest from one source meets the trough from another one, and the two cancel each other. And right now this is kind of nice where it's on a destructive interference. If I put it back here, then yeah, we get the full amplitude respectively, one crest of one source on top of the crest from the other source. Another applet from FET is the wave interference itself. And here I'm going to choose two dripping faucets. I'm a little further apart, increase the frequency. And we can nicely see here, of course, crest and trough as it's moving away, and in between we can see the destructive interference where you have crest on trough and really nothing happens. I was once kayaking on the Homer Spit with my wife, each one of us in their own kayak, and it was a relatively big Navy ship lying off the dock, and then we were admonished not to come too close. I think, what was it, maybe 300 yards is where we had to stay away, but it was a little bit from the Homer Spit removed, so we went on the outside and then we went on the inside. There were some waves going on the outside, we were fine, but on the inside the waves came in from both directions of the ship, and again we kept our distance, but it came in from both directions, and we had that kind of standing wave interference there, so our kayaks really bobbed up high and low, where we have two crests on top of each other and two troughs on each other, and they move. I actually forgot if those were really standing waves, but we definitely had that interference with the amplitude being doubled, coming from two sources from two different directions. We're okay, but it was a little bit unnerving. Let's see, I don't think I want to show the sound here because I already did this. The light here, I'm going to show a screen and also two lights, and we can see the interference pattern here. So here's constructive interference and here's destructive interference. If I take the two and put them further apart, see the interference pattern changes such that we get more of these. So we get more constructive and more destructive. Doesn't matter the color, doesn't matter the frequency of, so if I put this in the blue, which has a higher frequency here, I will get actually more constructive and destructive interference patterns. You find that image in the book as well. This one here. That's in a later chapter on optics, but it's basically the same as what you saw with water waves and sound waves. For diffraction, I'm going to use the FET's wave interference applet. And as usual with these applets, I encourage you to play around with them. I'm gonna choose the sound this time. Turn the annoying audio on. And put one slit in here. And we can see that the sound coming out here is of course going to go straight out here, but it bends around the sides as well, and that's what we call diffraction. If I put a detector there that measures here the pressure wave, the sound wave coming out, we can nicely see we have the crests and troughs. If I put it to the side, unfortunately the audio doesn't show us that, but we can still see there's some sound coming through. And if I take a more favorable angle, even though this is bent around here, we can still hear something. And of course we know that if we have two people talking here in front of an open door and we're standing to the side here, so we can't be seen as we cannot be seen as we're listening in, we can still hear them because of diffraction around the frame of the door.